It's Conscious Medium Brandon Russ, and thank you so much for joining me here on this Leo full moon special. We're going to be taking a look at every single one of the signs and see how they're going to be affected by this full moon. Now, this is kind of a unique full moon. You would think the Leo full moon would be something of like a ferocious nature, or something that would be like super courageous, super abundant, and super movement, right? Well, it's actually a micro moon. Now, before you give Leo a complex, relax, everybody. What a micromoon means is that it's the furthest away from the Earth. It's actually the furthest one almost all year. So take that into consideration as we talk about this, which is why some of the effects of this moon are actually a little bit mitigated. Now, full moons are actually about returns of finishes and the end of cycles, maybe beginning something new but not quite ready to start something new. In this full moon, what's going to be happening is a lot of uncharacteristic motions because and unpredictability because of a very important thing that's happening in the sky at the date of it happening. Now, it's happening on February 5th on the East Coast at about 1:45 give or is because this is what's actually happening in the sky. You're having a near full fixed cross. This is a really important thing. And what it means by fixed is in like Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius are all in opposition of one another, forming this cross in the middle of the sky. Well, what does that mean? Well, when you have a fixed grand cross, it means that the fixed energy is at its paramount. It actually makes it for a very difficult time to actually get things to where it needs to go. And I'm going to point this out in just a moment. It's actually almost comical with what's going to go down here. So you've got this dynamic of Leo and Aquarius in opposition. What is a full moon but the moon in full opposition, right? That is by nature a full moon. Well, now the North Node and the South Node are in Taurus and Scorpio, respectively. Now, what that's doing is that is creating some very difficult energy. If you are a fixed sign, we're going to talk about how this is naturally kind of a pain in the ass. Now, for the rest of us, well, it's kind of almost comical in a way, because it's like, why are you even trying? What is even kind of coming up here? The dynamic that you have to remember, though, is that it's temporary. This is about a 2.5 day period, but it's worthwhile noting because it is going to be so significant. We also, for all of the signs, have Uranus. If you take a look up there in Taurus, you'll see Uranus kind of doing one of these, like, "Hello, I'm here to square everyone. I'm going to square everyone. The planet of rebellion is showing up. The planet of rebellion is here. The planet of rebellion is going to absolutely square both the sun and the moon at the same time. I'll take it both on." So Uranus, in its grandiose promotion, is going to say, we're going to try this. Well, being that of the rebellion means unpredictability. But because of this trine energy, or I should say because of this fixed cross energy, it's allowing it to say, slow your roll a little bit. There's bigger things here. We're not here to blow anything up because there's some North Node action here about everybody going towards a destiny. And then also a Scorpio side of it to say, like, is this really how you're going to, unveil things? Ha 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 ha. Yes, it is. But it's not going to be done the way it is that you think about it. So let's go ahead and take a look at each one of the signs now as we take a look at the Leo in full moon on February 5th, 2023. Well, hello, Aries energy. And when enough is enough, then it's enough. Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? I can't be the only one that watched the movie this week. Aries, take a deep breath. You've been biting your tongue long enough, whether it's about stuff around the house, stuff around like bigger issues like politics or religion or whatever the case may be. Watch yourself on this weekend, because one of the challenges that you're going to have is to just overplay your hand, right? You've always been a little bit jealous about being a cardinal sign as opposed to being a fixed sign, because you're like, I'm fixed. I got everything all squared away. I'm a fixer. That's what I do. It's how I do it. Calm down, Aries. You got a little unpredictability here, and if you kind of bite your tongue a little bit, you're going to be in better shape. But don't be surprised if you fly off the handle. It'll be something that has been building up for some time, and you're just going to want to release it just a little bit. Tailor it, though, and make sure it's in a safe place and it's said with love. You'll come out okay. Oh, Taurus. It's that energy in the sky. It's that fixed energy. It's you being the intercedent to be able to say, hey, everybody, come check me out. You got square energy here with this full moon. And not to mention the fact that the North Node is sitting right there in your house and sitting there going, hey, listen, hey, everybody, over here, over here, over here. Be able to temper it with love. Be able to say it in a way that you are true to form. You're not biting your tongue. Similar to Aries, you're going to do it in a way, though, where it's going to be practical. You're going to say, listen, let's just have a practical conversation about who we are and what we're about. There's no reason to kind of pull this along, string it along, or even allow it to go any further. This is closer to the matters of the heart. Where Aries was just generally annoyed, this one is coming from a place of love. And I do appreciate you there, Taurus, but also understand that you've got to slow your roll and say it in the right way. Presentation is everything. Oh, Gemini. Oh, is it time to come out of that shell of yours? Not that you're one to necessarily be quiet, but this one is about the internal dialogue about where you want to go with things. You're kind of ending a cycle of that internal kind of work that you've been doing. This full moon really gives you an opportunity to get out there and explore. Don't be surprised if this is a great time for you to start talking about places you want to go, places you want to see. Either you're going to go for traveling, or don't be surprised if you're going to get an offer out of the blue to say, hey, let's go on vacation, just us girls, or whatever the case may be. Keep your head about yourself and your wits about yourself, because you've earned it. You've actually been doing a lot of work here, Gemini. Now is the time to kind of let loose a little bit. A little uncharacteristic, a little surprising, but for you, it's about personal growth and getting out there again. All right, Cancerians, time to get a grip a little bit. What are you being tempted by? Why are you feeling so impulsive? Huh, Moonchild? Well, let me tell you something. Cancerian energy loves the moon cycles, loves the new moon, loves the full moon. With this one, it's a little impulsive. It's a little bit of that impulsive energy, probably because Uranus is saying, hey, let's kind of have a rebellion a little bit. But check yourself here a little bit, Cancer. Is it really within your essence, within your quality? If it's not, and you feel like you want to let it rip, maybe this is an afternoon with the ladies. Maybe this is something getting out there for a little bit. But it's not like you're going to go to the airport with a bag packed and jump on the next flight. Don't go that far down the rabbit hole where you go against your family and the things that really ground you and create you. But that doesn't mean you can't have an afternoon away. Go have a great time, Cancer. And by the way, no gossip. Well, Leo, is there any more of a practical positioning than this moon for you? Actually, yeah, this is pretty good. Actually, it's a lot of practicality here, a lot of grounding. This is obviously coming through into your first house, but it's talking to you about your self-identity. What do you love? What do you want to get down to? What do you want to be about, Leo? This is your time to be able to look at things and here for you, Leo. Leo rising, Leo moon. Feel free to ride the wave with this full moon. It's kind of like announcing to the universe, I'm ready. Your actions are going to matter here. Go plan and execute. Have fun, Leo. By the way, Virgo, you have done the work. That's the cool part about this. You're not just doing it out of your vanity moments or that sort of thing. You've actually put the work in, and you want the people around you to notice. But let's not get carried away. Say it. If they don't bite, move on. Don't let your ego get in the way. But the universe already knows that you've earned it. So that's really all that matters here. But it's kind of good when your folks actually look at you and go, good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. Go have a great month, Virgo. Libra, Libra, Libra. I cannot express to you enough how great this moon is for you. Now, the full moons are about new beginnings, right? Well, you are on an ambitious quest of a whole new life. You've been kind of like festering, and festers might not be the right word. You've been cultivating the right amount of want and will, and you're starting to see some things fall into place, Libra. Now is the time to really step forward. It's a moment where you're starting to get just these little bit of successes. You're starting to see things kind of come undone, especially in these new arenas that you want to jump into. It's kind of like the Nine of Cups in a lot of ways, where it's like, it's really cool. It's kind of sharing abundance. We can talk about how good it is, but you're not there yet. It keeps you hungry, Libra, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get the encouragement with this full moon in Leo. Got to keep going, Libra. Keep going. All right, Scorpio, sometimes there's ebb and flow, right? Well, right now you're in a little bit of an ebb. That doesn't mean that it's a bad time, but what it means is that you might find more generous behavior by congratulating others and noticing what they're doing than worrying about yourself sometimes. That doesn't mean that you're not going to do well. It doesn't mean that things aren't in good places, but it's kind of that time where if you reflect and you take a look at what's around you, you can congratulate them. You can look at things in a non-jealous sort of way, be congratulatory, and then get the benefits of learning something new, strengthening relationships, that sort of thing. It's kind of a little bit outside of your norm here, but it's a super great placement for you if you play your cards right, Scorpio. Go ahead and congratulate those around you. They might be succeeding, and this is one way to ensure that they'll be your cheerleader when you're ready to succeed again as well. Have a good month. Sagittarius. You might kind of be the darling of the astrological chart this year. Libra is going to have a great year. Pisces is going to kick ass. But Sagittarius, whoa. You're laying the groundwork for a whole bunch of stuff here coming up into the rest of the year. This is a time to really plant the seeds of a lot of things that you've got going on here. One of the challenges that you might have is that people are going to get a little bit jealous, right? But you're going to have purpose. You're going to make something of yourself. And this is a time to really catapult this. This full moon is a super good thing for you because you're letting go of some other stuff that you don't really need. We talk about that stuff all the time. But with Sagittarius right now, with this full moon in Leo, square to Uranus, this is about divine inspiration out of the blue. Have your pen and paper ready. Be ready to write stuff down and do something new and different here. This is a great catalyst for you. Whatever's brewing right now, it is going to cultivate later on in the year. You want to keep your head on a swivel, and don't forget this weekend. Oh, Capricorn, you emotional bag of fun, you. You can't push it down forever, and this full moon is going to be one of those things that lets you let loose. It's time to talk about your fears. Time to talk about your insecurities to make sure that you're not insecure. If you want the rest of the year to look the way you're hoping to, and by the way, you've got a ton of expansion going on this year. As a Capricorn, you're going to be looking into your travel, into your ninth house is like super active all year long. But right now, having a little bit of this conversation about what do you need around you is what's going to come through. This is about expressing any of those fears that you might have going, do I get the right people on the boat? Are we going down the right path here? My destiny is kind of grow within this, but this fixed energy, by the way, that fixed cross that we talked about earlier, super good for you because you like structure. You like it when everybody knows what the heck they're doing. You just want to ask them, are you really in this for me? Am I really doing the right thing? What do you think? How do you think? Oh, by the way, I think you're full of it. So you call them out. That doesn't mean that you're all about the drama necessarily, Capricorn, but you are about making sure that your feelings are expressed in a way. This is one of those rare emotional moments for you guys. You got to ride it. You got to trust it. You got to do it. Here it comes. Full moon in Leo, Cappy. Oh, Aquarius. Last stop on the fixed energy of this full moon. You know, your sun is sitting here in your sign. And typically during this full moon, it's usually pretty awesome, right? It's usually like, hey, I'm going to be everything I'm going to be. It's somewhere around my birthday. Everybody loves me. Buy me a present. Take me out. Get me a drink. But Aquarius, Uranus is not doing you any favors right now, being a square right now. It's kind of saying like, whatever it is that you're not okay with, it's time to quit putting up with it. You did a lot of work on yourself last year. You were really primarying for this year to really kind of start to unfold certain things. Well, this full moon in Leo is actually a cleanup project. This is your way of kind of saying, my way or the highway. You might be a little bit more tempered, though, in how it is that you say it. It's more about setting a tone than it is giving people a notice. But this is one of those where if I had to call you a tarot card, I would call you Temperance right here, because you do need balance. You need to allow this to be back in your court. People have been taking advantage of you. People have been kind of like, utilizing your kindness, your words, your clout, whatever. It's a time for you to take it back here, Aquarius, because in this fixed energy, everything's a little bit slower, a little bit more difficult, and you're grounding the sun right now. You're in charge. Everybody's looking at you. It's okay to say, hold on a second, everybody. You got to pull your own weight. Good job, Aquarius. Make it a good full moon. Hello, Pisces. How are you? I feel like I'm talking to myself, probably because, well, I am. Anyways, well, Pisces, listen, thank you so much once again for rounding out the entire astrological chart, because this right here is kind of like paranoia central. There's a lot of like emotional kind of baggage, and it's almost kind of like this erratic energy, especially when you have Uranus doing the square. You also, by the way, about a week ago, had this very same moon in square to Neptune, which made you feel really unbalanced, really paranoid, really kind of like whatever. So this couple of weeks of like, okay, what's going on here is going to come to a head. And this full moon is allowing you to be able to say, hold on a second. I've got to do a fact-finding mission here to figure out what the heck is going on. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Communication is never your strong point, Pisces. However, right now, sometimes it's about a feel or a mood or investigating in another way, not necessarily in direct conversation. Sometimes it's just watching people's behavior. Sometimes it's allowing that gut feeling to know that it's going to go away, because this is a very temporary thing. 2.5 days, everybody. Take a deep breath. We'll let it go past. But for you, Pisces, you better ground yourself, but it's a great time to reveal what the heck is going on for you. All right, everybody, I want to thank you for joining this full moon in Leo special 2023. I hope you found something great about this. Don't forget to click like and subscribe right here on the YouTube channel, considering being a member that supports the channel. And if you want to schedule your own personal reading, just simply go to tbrandonruss.com, tbrandonruss.com, find all of my booking information there, as well as find some classes, as well as being able to stay in contact with me. I've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up here in 2023. I'm going to be announcing my tour a little bit later on this month, and you're not going to want to miss it. People in the website are going to get it first. We're going to give each other the heart taps to remind you to care and love for one another, and to simply keep going. Till next time, see ya.